Yes, that is footage of me finally earning the Luna's Howl. Welcome back, everybody, to another Embrace Destiny video. Thank you so much for clicking the link and joining us. Today's video is all about the Luna's Howl, and here's how we're going to break down the video for you. First, I'm going to talk about the weapon and what it meant to me. Next, I'm going to talk a little bit about the quest steps and my thoughts on them, the journey, and I'm going to provide some tips on how you can pursue this weapon next season if you haven't gotten it already. So please enjoy the gameplay footage here in the background. This was the deciding match. I needed to win this game in order to reach Fabled, and so I hope you enjoy. First, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming to the channel. For those of you who are new, returning subscribers, I've seen a lot of growth in this channel in the last couple of weeks, and I'm really happy for that. The main reason I'm hoping for growth in this channel is a little bit of validation that the work that I'm putting in is interesting and entertaining and enjoyed by people, but mostly to try and connect. I really enjoy the community of Destiny. This is kind of the first gaming community I've been a part of, so I'm really glad to see growth. And one of the reasons I believe I'm going to show even more growth hopefully in the future is I improve the quality of my internet service, so when I stream it doesn't look like a kind of impressionist painting, but it looks like this footage was captured directly from my stream. So feel free to check out the link below. Self plug, shameless plug over. Let's talk about it. Luna's Howl, Crucible, pinnacle weapon, Destiny. Just so you know, the steps do carry over, so if you haven't earned this weapon, all of the progress you've made, except for your ranking, is going to carry over into the next season. Next season, you will have to earn Fabled again, or for the first time, in order to earn Luna's Howl. Now, I think the steps for this quest were pretty fair. They're pretty straightforward. One of the reasons for me that it took so long is I started so late. I didn't really give Crucible a first thought until maybe late October. But as I said, the steps are mostly fair. They're just about improving your skill. They kind of railroad you in terms of they want you to work on earn solar kills and such, but that's not really much of a problem, I don't think. And the rest are mostly about improving your gun skills, specifically with a hand cannon, which makes sense. I mean, if you're working toward a pinnacle hand cannon, you should earn it, correct? I had a little bit of an argument with people. I'm curious to hear what everyone else thinks. Some people on Reddit were saying that they thought that this quest was extremely easy. The main point that they were making is that with win streaks and with no loss streaks, you can get to Fabled rather quickly. It is possible. However, the way that they were wording it, I found it a little insulting to the people who are running into difficulty, into challenge. So I just want to kind of point out some of those difficulties and maybe broaden some perspectives a little. I met a lot of players in the last week of this season working toward Fabled who all ran into the same kind of issues I had, which were maybe they didn't quite have a solid team, or maybe they did, but they kept getting matched with people of a much higher rank, all working toward their Not Forgotten, which is an upgrade of the Luna's Howl. So matchmaking is a bit challenging. I think it's gotten a lot better, but there still seems to be weird issues, especially the last few hundred points you need to get. You're very susceptible to getting matched up with, pro elite gamers, and it can be very difficult. Also, there's no kind of surrender or, concede option to a match. If you get loaded in and one of your players gets an error message, they get kicked out, they can't rejoin. Now you're playing a game with only 3 of you. It's very demoralizing. It's very difficult to come back from that, and there's no option to save your dignity or your time. Instead, you have to just play it. If you quit, you'll get a quitter penalty. So there are challenges, and I don't think it was as straightforward as some people may think. However, it is possible, it is attainable, and I think it's one of the more straightforward quests. You just need to put some time in and hopefully find a good group, and definitely need a lot of patience. So let's talk a little bit about what I've learned here and provide some tips for you if you are pursuing this in the next season. Now, you can find a lot of really good tips on how to improve your combat ability and things like this. I would definitely check out videos from True Vanguard, Nkuj, Kami Cakes. Some of these guys really focus on, gun skill, which weapons to use, and they have some really good tips on how to improve individually as a combatant. Some of the things that I was most aware of, inspecting the enemy team as you're flying in is even more important, I find, nowadays. You have to, you're not going to be surprised by what people are running with, but you need to know if somebody's running a Telesto, for example. You need to know if they're running a Wardcliffe coil. Some of these weapons have very specific shutdown abilities, and knowing what they have will really help you. Honestly, the most important thing that I think anybody playing in the Crucible really needs to think about and improve upon is decision making. For me, I have many videos on this channel. I call myself an average player. I felt like I really have improved myself over this season through this quest, and the main reason for that is my decision making has improved. Now, just to give you kind of a glimpse of what does average mean, I've got an efficiency of like maybe 1.4 and a KD of 1.2, something like that. I'm no Crucible beast. I'm okay. I'm a good team player. But I've definitely improved quite a lot, and I can notice that watching gameplay from this video versus watching from the beginning of the season. And decision making was the majority of the reason why I feel I've improved. When to peek from cover, when not, when to push an enemy versus not, running with your team versus flanking. All of these decisions really contribute to a win, and I've seen, one or two games, I've seen several games lost over one or two bad choices. Choosing to take out an enemy rather than defusing a bomb, choosing to defuse a bomb before killing the last enemy. There's a lot of things here, especially in game types like countdown or survival. So decision making. Finally, I want to talk a little bit about getting a good group together. My clan doesn't really play Crucible, so I had to seek outside of my clan in order to in order to get a good group together. Plus, I play at really weird random times of the day. Most of the time, it's pretty consistent, but sometimes it can be a bit off. So finding a reliable, consistent group can be a bit difficult. Now I'm on the Xbox, so I actually use the built-in looking for group feature on the Xbox. I found it to be really useful, but you have to set up some ground rules first. First, I was very specific in my posting. I said, I want calm, patient, and communicative teammates. Nothing against anybody in the community, but I personally don't enjoy playing with players who are too emotionally intense, who are not really good at seeing the positives, who are, boom, there's the final shot right there. So don't be afraid to make a post, say exactly what you're looking for, and don't be afraid to put your foot down. If someone is playing and maybe they're a really good player, you have to decide, do I want to play with this really good player who will probably help me, or do I want to choose a different player who's maybe less skilled but more enjoyable as a teammate, has better call-outs, etc. And really it comes down to what you want to do, but don't be afraid to pursue a team that you, there it is, glory rank up, fabled. Don't be afraid to pursue a team that you wish to play with, because really you're going to be in this competitive matching for quite a while. Anyway, that's the video for today. If you want any more tips on this, feel free to let me know. I'm trying to pack this into shorter format, although it's almost 10 minutes now. Thank you all very much for watching. I really hope that you're enjoying Destiny. I hope that it's providing entertainment and goals to pursue. And yeah, thank you again. I look forward to making more in the future, and we'll see you all out there. Bye now.